Hello everybody and welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Mosby. How are you? I hope you are enjoying your day. Hopefully you've enjoyed all of the offerings here on Crafters TV over the course of the day. Lots of craft alongs to get stuck into. And right now, a brand new launch. Yes, it is launch day. I know we have been launch-a-go-go recently, haven't we? Loads of brand new launches. I'm really looking forward to this because I feel like this is a collection. I almost feel like we've launched it already, but we definitely haven't. I've seen these amazing characters on shows like Countdown to Launch, and I know that the excitement about these kits has been huge. So we are going to be looking at these amazing character kits over the course of this show. Lots of options and ways for you to be able to buy. I will take you all around that in just a few moments' time. As always with the launch, we have a fantastic show stopper and lots of other goodies for you on the show besides. But before we get into it, let's say hello to the lady who is going to be inspiring you over the course of the next hour. I feel like I've not seen her in absolutely ages. Was it something I said? Becky Sworn.
Very nice to see you, but the reason we haven't seen each other so much is because you have too much holiday.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is, yeah.
Right.
You're a little bit like Tracy. When I come in, Tracy's never here. She's always on holiday,
yeah.
Apparently, as are you. On holiday all the time.
Okay. Well, it's lovely to see you anyway, and what a fantastic launch this is. Very Christmassy, very cute, and hopefully very doable.
Very doable, very nice, very tactile, and easy for anybody to do. So these are going to be great for giving as gifts as they are as a kit, making them up, and actually a nice activity to do with the kids. These are gorgeous little characters.
Let me show you the different characters that you're going to get. The showstopper, details on your screen, is brilliant, right? £24 or $28 if you're platinum. Hang on a minute, a 50% saving on the launch.
On a launch, that's really good, isn't it?
That is redonk, isn't it? Ridiculous. You get everything within the kit, right? So you get your 3 brand new kits, which is going to allow you to make your Santa and your reindeer, who we'll meet in just a second, your gingerbread man and gingerbread woman, and then also Santa's little helpers, which is the little girl elf and the boy elf. Within each kit, you get your fabric panel for the characters, you get your toy stuffing, you get the embellishments, if you like. So you've got the buttons there, you know, you've got the bell for Santa's hat, with the reindeer, with Rudolph, you've got the antlers, all those kind of bits and pieces in there. You've got your templates and your instruction sheets within there too. So the 3 new items, the items that you're seeing either side, so the scissors, the 9-inch snips, and then your embroidery thread, that's all part of the showstopper. That should cost you an extra £20 or $35. You're paying an extra £4 or $5 to get those. So, I mean, for me, the showstopper is an absolute must. Even if you've already got, you know, the thread, always useful having more. Even if you've already got a pair of those scissors, nice to have a second set. That's a great price, £24 or $28. The characters, once you pop them together, look like this. So this is obviously the gingerbread man and then the gingerbread lady. Yeah, I like his little scarf, actually.
Yeah, and her little skirt. It's quite cute, isn't it?
Is it just me, or does she look like a little bit like she's going to do like a flamenco dance or something?
Yes.
Does she need some castanets?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that's what gingerbread people do when they're not, you know, waiting in shops to be purchased. Well, they do a little bit of dancing, yeah. 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 He's really into Morris dancing, I think.
He does look like a Morris dancer, actually. Just give him a couple of hankies and a couple of sticks.
and some bells on his feet.
And some bells on his feet and you're away. You do actually get bells, don't you? Or a bell in the Santa kit. So if you wanted to put that on his foot and make him a gingerbread Morris dancer, then absolutely you could do that. So those are our first 2 characters. In the next set, you will get the big man himself. There he is. Father Christmas and Rudolph. I like his hat as well with his jingly bell. Reminds me a little bit of Noddy.
Oh, I love Noddy.
The little man with the red and yellow car. And there, of course, is Rudolph. I like his scarf as well.
Yeah, and it's quite nice that they've taken, you know, they've made all these extra little bits and pieces so you can embellish them. And, of course, you could always make some clothes for them if that's what you wanted to do. Yeah. Now they're looking like they're Irish dancing.
Yeah, they were a bit of river dance. Can
you do Irish dancing? I bet you can, can't you?
No. Tell you who can do Irish dancing.
Who?
Producer Johnny.
Really?
Serious.
I'm going to make him do that. Tomorrow I'm in. I'll make sure I get him to show me some bit of Irish dancing.
Yeah, there is a video doing the round somewhere. I don't know if it's on YouTube or what. But yeah, seriously, yeah. We'll ask him.
Oh, yeah,
the
definitely.
So there's Father Christmas and Rudolph. And then lastly is your little helpers. So you've got the boy elf and the little girl elf there as well. Again, like super cute. And like you said, hopefully fairly easy to do. So even if you're only sort of like a casual soft crafter, this should be easy
they're really, really simple to do.
And are you someone then, like, would you give these as a gift to someone, or are you more inclined to kind of make these and then pop these in the stockings?
It really depends. Actually, that would be lovely if you bought these and you had them on the top of the stockings, you know, on the outside of the stockings to identify who was who.
Yeah.
You know, you could have, you know, Father Christmas could be Dad, and reindeer could be Mum, and the children. You could do something like that, or almost like personalise your stockings. But provided, because of the way that they are actually created, they don't have any extra little bits on them. So obviously you can take that bell off, but it's not like something where have to put safety eyes in. So you could give these to smaller children. Provided you're just a little bit careful, you keep an eye on them, because you don't want any of the stuffing to come out of them.
If you go for the showstopper, like my first thing, I'm not going to do it before you ask. My first thing, I mean, there's a puppet show right there, isn't there? There's a Christmas puppet show. So, plenty of reasons to jump in and shop. And I think that's an incredible, incredible price. £24, $28 gets you the lot. Look at what you're saving on the official launch as well. This is not like we're 3 weeks down the line and then we're slashing prices on the launch day. Incredible. Don't miss out. I think particularly brilliant for those of you, as I say, that are maybe on the fringe of soft crafting. Maybe you do a little bit, maybe you want to get back into it. This is a fun set to be able to do that. We're going to be concentrating on these. Which of the characters are you going to be working on?
I'm going to do the gingerbread man. Okay. Or possibly the gingerbread lady. Oh. I haven't decided yet. Okay. I've cut both of them out, so I'm just going to see where the wind takes me. Okay.
Toss a coin. There's plenty of other goodies on the show for you as well. I know we've got bag templates on the show for you. Lots of other bits and pieces that you might need to stock up on if you love your soft craft as well. So hit the shop the show button and you'll be able to grab all of those deals. Also worth mentioning that if you do just want to go for one set, maybe you just want to get the Father Christmas and the reindeer, all of the character kits are available for you individually. Best thing to do there is just shop the show. Right, I think.
Should we get started?
Yeah, we're ready and raring to go.
I'll show you what's inside the box here, because I've, rather than transporting the enormous box, because they are quite hefty, which is why it makes it a good gift. Yeah. Easy to wrap as well, because it's in a box. Got to think about these things.
I like that.
Because it's much easier than having to wrap, I don't know, football or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But loads and loads of stuffing in here. And you'll see when I actually open this up, it just expands, and there's loads in here. So let's just make sure I've got everything out of the...
Whoa!
I just want to get out of the way. Yeah. Now, in here, you're going to be getting some little buttons for decorating your little gingerbread person. You've got 2 packs of stuffing, so basically one is sufficient to do each of the one of the people. And then you've got some embellishments, like you've got ribbon. Obviously there'll be different embellishments depending on which one you've chosen, but if you've gone for all three, you will get all sorts of different things, including bells. Now, you've probably seen these before. We've actually printed a panel on here with all the bits and pieces that you need to make it really, really simple and easy for you. So you've got a gingerbread lady, for want of a better term, here, and then you've got an ordinary gingerbread person here. You've got these 2 pieces up here, which are the scarf, and then this part down here, it makes a skirt. So you can mix and match it as you want. You may want to use these as a template and create other things out of fabrics that you've already got. You might have a whole load of Christmas fabrics. You might want to make them a whole wardrobe. Absolutely, you can easily do that. And you can see by the way that they've been cut out, or when they've been put in, they aren't going to need any joints, so they're going to be nice and easy for you to do. Now, a 1/4 inch seam allowance has already been taken into account, so all you need to do is cut these out actually on the line, which in good old TV parlance is what I did earlier. And in here, you're also going to be getting your little booklet, which shows you the step-by-step instructions as to how to put everything together, making it really, really simple in here. Now, what we've done is we've put here all the information you'll need about all the bits and pieces you need to get together in order to make this. And we'll give you those step-by-step instructions, you can see throughout, so nice and simple. In here, you're also going to be getting templates for the gingerbread man. Now, templates, you think, well, why do I need a template? You've already told me you're going to cut it out of that fabric. But this is actually where you're going to be stitching. Oh, okay. And what I will say is stitch slowly. because you want to make sure you go around all those nice curves, and you want to change your stitch length to a very, very small stitch length. Now, ideally, I've just turned mine to 1.5. So it's going to be really, really small. Now, the reason for that is we always you're around about 2.5 normally when you're stitching. But what you want to do is you want to minimise the gaps in between those stitches, so none of this, the stuffing comes out of the edge of the things. You know, sometimes you buy a really cheap, cuddly toy, and through the seams you get all those fluffy bits that come through. It's the same kind of thing. And particularly if you're going to be giving these to small children, you want to try and minimise the chances of any of that stuffing coming through. So we've got two here, Gingerbread Man template and Gingerbread Lady template. I have to be honest, I can't tell the difference. They look exactly the same to me, but in case they're slightly different, just cut out the right one. Yeah. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to quickly cut round here. So you can see I've already cut out my fabric. So I'm going to cut around here, and I'm going to do it fairly roughly because it doesn't need to be precise. But the great thing about this is, don't tell anyone I'm telling you this. Okay. You could always use these templates again.
Now, do you know what? I'm glad that you pointed that out, because I thought that that might be a thing.
Yeah, well, why not? Yeah. You know, you've got the templates, you've got all the instructions worked out. I'm sure you could go and get some sort of nice sort of a gingerbread coloured fabric. Yeah. And you could make more of these if that's what you wanted to do. Yeah. Now, I'm always keen with the idea that if you've got children at a party, you know, perhaps you've got a winter wedding happening and you've got bridesmaids and page boys and that kind of thing, albeit, you know, younger ones. I'm not talking about, you know, your friend from university who's been a bridesmaid, because I don't think they'll want to hold a cuddly toy as they go down the aisle.
Hey, they might do.
They might do. But you could make them their very own gingerbread man for the children to carry along with them while they go to this wedding, something a bit different. Yeah. Particularly if you've got a sort of Christmassy kind of wedding happening. But, you know, there's lots of things you could do with this. And, you know, you could just sort of think, well, actually, I'm going to make gingerbread people, not necessarily just for Christmas, but I'm going to use these templates and I'll make them for other things, you know, christenings and that kind of stuff. So I'll cut round very quickly on here. And I've done exactly the same with all of those pieces on the panels as well. So if I bring these across here, you will see all the bits and pieces. So I've got here, that's the skirt. And then we've got the two pieces that form the scarf over here. And then we have the back of the gingerbread lady and the front of the gingerbread lady. Oh, yeah. And then these are the two pieces of the gingerbread person. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do this gingerbread man, but I've got that one cut out just in case something goes horribly wrong during the show.
I'm sure it won't.
You know me, things go wrong. So we're going to put those right sides together, and we want to stitch all the way around the edge. But before we do that, we're going to put the Gingerbread Man template over the top, and we're going to mark out where the stitching line is going to be. So we just get those nicely lined up. Now, we do want to make sure that there's a gap in here so we can stitch it all up afterwards. And I would suggest you have the gap on his inside seam. Yes. Because it's less obtrusive when you're going to be hand stitching if you pop it there. That would be my personal preference. That would be what I suggest.
All good tips.
Yeah, exactly. So there, if I show you there, you can see that's where your stitching line is going to be. So I'm going to find a heat erasable pen in entirely the wrong colour, and I'm just going to mark this down here.
Are those back in stock on the website?
I think they are.
Because we had a thing, didn't we, where all of the paper crafters were buying those.
Yeah, and I think that was my fault because I did that show about the template library.
Template library, yeah.
Yeah, and but these are absolutely brilliant. So they come in 3 different colours, red, black and
blue.
Blue.
And they are in stock. Good news.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for these to come back in because all of my ones at home are running low. And they are super useful.
Get on the website and get yours now before Becky snaps them all up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Actually, can we just go to a break so I can make a couple of purchases?
Yeah, we'll be back in about 4 or 5 minutes' time. Chance for you to do some shopping.
Okay, so down here, like that. Now, if you're worried about it fraying, you can, if you want, you can use pinking shears to cut this out rather than cutting with straight scissors if that's what you want to do. But you're going to be stitching it together quite quickly, so it shouldn't really be an issue. I'm going to grab some pins here.
You know, if you did use the template again and you just ordered some like brown fabric. Would you then what would you do for his eyes and stuff? Would you just sew buttons on or? Buttons
or embroidery. I mean, making these out of felt would be really nice.
Oh,
you get some really nice
cool
brown
idea.
felt, and then they won't fray, and it's quite easy to stitch.
Yeah.
So you could just use that, and you could use buttons for their eyes, or you could just use your embroidery threads that you're getting in that bundle and do some French knots.
I love the idea of felt though for the kids.
Yeah.
Cutting loads of different shapes out and letting the kids make their own little.
Yeah, or indeed you could use some of our. When we had those really cool little animal applique dies, we had some little circles for their eyes. You could always cut those out of those little circles.
Yeah.
Make their little faces, or paint them with some acrylic paint.
That's a nice
Lots
idea.
of options.
Yeah.
Right, now I'm going to mark where I'm not going to sew him. So I'm not going to sew him here.
Ooh.
Yeah, just on the inside seam.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because and the reason for that is if I didn't stitch him there and I had to hand stitch, you would really notice that I was doing the hand stitching there. This way it's easier to hide your stitching. Right, now, this is going to take me a little bit of time to go through because I'm just going to be quite slow when I'm doing my stitching. So I want to get those nice curves. If you're going to be stitching too fast and you get those pointy edges, then his feet and his limbs are going to look a bit pointy.
Are you a fan of gingerbread people as a confectionery?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
I do like. I love a gingerbread house.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I really like a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
And I do quite like a gingerbread person, but I'm a bit fussy about where they come from.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Sometimes there's a very well-known, quite posh supermarket. I don't like their gingerbread. It's too spicy.
Does it begin with a W?
It does. It's too spicy. Don't like that.
It's funny because I'm not massively fussed about a gingerbread person, but most Christmases, Laura and Daisy will make a gingerbread house. It seems to be the thing to do. And I quite like the gingerbread mix that they used to make the gingerbread house. I'll quite happily have that off.
Do they make it themselves or do they buy it ready-made?
No, they make it themselves.
Oh.
So I think maybe that's it then, isn't it? They got the recipe down.
Do you like your gingerbread to be a bit chewy?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't want it snappy.
No, like the crunch.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like ginger nuts.
Yeah, maybe that's why. I mean, I like a gingerbread person with a bit of what would you call it? It's like a nice mouth feel when you're chewing it, and it's got a nice feeling with nice texture. Yeah, but I think actually it's texture. But I think the actual term in food parlance is mouth feel.
Yeah.
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 But I do like a bit of gingerbread. I went to a very cool little cafe a little while ago, and they had there's a company called Biscuiteers that do sort of gingerbread biscuits.
What?
Biscuiteers.
Oh, nice.
And they do a beautiful sort of ice biscuits, and they're very nice. And I bought these biscuits, and they were extravagant, but they were all Christian Dior products out of these biscuits, and I've had them. I haven't eaten them. I've had them in the box on display in my craft room for about 2 years, and I really should eat them. But they just look so. You can still eat them, but they just look so beautiful. You don't want to give them. You don't want to eat them. Sometimes you look at cake. Like sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, Christina's cakes, I look at the cakes and think, oh, that's so beautiful, I can't eat that. And that lasts for about 25 seconds and then it's done.
I tend not to. Christina, by the way, is the lady who runs our cafe, and she makes beautiful, beautiful cakes. I just tend not to go up that way.
Just so you're not tempted?
So I don't have to have a look.
That's probably a good thing.
Because if I look, then I'll want to eat.
I think I was in for about 30 seconds before I went, oh, look, cake.
Cake!
And brought cake. That's just how it is.
I do like ginger, though, on, like, when you get the little sushi packs.
Oh, yeah,
and you have,
ginger.
Like, ginger there. I do like ginger in that sort of form. Or, like maybe a bit of ginger in your soup or something like that, like a little carrot and ginger soup, for example.
Do you know, I can't bear mint, fresh mint. I can't bear it.
What, in cooking?
In cooking or in drinks.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck. Toothpaste is okay because it's spearmint as opposed to fresh mint. But mint tea, I don't like that. Why would you have hot polos? That's what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's very true, actually. That's very true. Yeah, because you have like that. Yeah, like mint chocolate drinks, don't you, and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
So when we go on holiday, there's some mint growing in the garden, and when you sort of walk through the garden and to go out, my kids still, and they're not even children anymore, they still go, run up to it, grab that, get their hands all minty, and then come and chase me with it. And so continuously when we go out, it's a, go, leave me alone, I don't like it. Not very good. Right, and we're now almost there. So it just takes a little bit of time to go all the way around. And then we'll just do this bit here.
Careful.
Yeah. Okay, right, we should be good to go. So what I will do is I'll just flip it over just to make sure I've got all of the edges okay, because sometimes things do slip, and you can see that you've got all those edges absolutely fine. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to give it a little bit of a clip here and there. So where you've got curves, you need to cut away some of the fabric. So you can either cut close to this edge, or you can do some little slashes around the edge just to allow it to turn around, because obviously you're going from a straight line with a curve and you need to have some kind of give in it. But where we've got these points here, we need to cut almost to the stitching line. So we're going to do some little snips almost again to the stitching line around here, around these big curves. And we're going to turn everything out in a minute, and then we're going to stuff our little man. So around here.
So they're relatively, like, if you've got a bit of knowledge already, they're relatively quick to make as well then, aren't they?
They are. And you could stitch them by hand if you wanted to. However, I would say it's quite difficult to get tiny stitches. The stitches tiny enough for the the filling not to come out. So the sewing machine is better, but they're quite simple to do. And I think quite inspiring. I'm sure once you've got these home, you think, oh, actually, I'll use that template and I'm going to make bunnies. So that's going to give them ears, and that's going to be sufficient for Easter. You can make these all different times of the year. Do you remember, there used to be, I don't think you did because you're younger than me, but there used to be some little characters, and they were called the Love Is characters, and they were little...
I remember the Love Is characters.
Yeah,
my mum and dad used to have the calendar.
Yeah,
they were always naked. There was a little guy, and they had like they had black hair, didn't they? Yeah,
and you always sort of get little cards and things with them, and they were just quite cute little characters back in the 80s.
Yes, and they were the shape of the template, weren't they? They didn't have hands or feet.
No, they were just really simple. But I remember I got a Valentine's Day card in 1981 too, and it had this Love Is character on it, and I got a little box of chocolates with the Love Is characters because they were everywhere, and it was the same thing that I bought for my boyfriend. Yeah, I'm sure my mum and dad used to have like Love Is calendars. Yeah, and I think they used to have them on all sorts of things like mugs and aprons and all that kind of thing. So what we're doing now is I've stitched all the way round, and at the start and end, I just went back and forth a couple of times just to secure that stitching, and now I'm going to turn everything the right way round. Oh, I'm just looking at the Love Is characters now on my tablet. That's taking me back 40 years. You don't really see any of those things anymore, do you? I wonder what happened to them. Let's bring them back. Can we do set up what's those things called? Where you do a crowdfunder. Yeah, it was something like that, or a survey to make sure that people know about it, so people can vote. They were always naked as well. Yeah. Always naked. Always naked. So this is going to take a little bit of time. It's a bit fiddly, this little job here. This is the great job for giving to the kids with their little nimble fingers. Yeah. So you can see these kind of things to make would be ideal to do with a child because they're quite simple. As I said, you don't have any fiddling around with the joints that you do with other kind of toys. So if you bought this, I don't know why at that price you wouldn't buy the showstopper, but giving one of these boxes to a child for Christmas, or just at the beginning of the Christmas holidays, perhaps these are going to be their activity to do. But that's the kind of things I always say, there's always that week, isn't there, between when the kids break up and Christmas, where they're running riot. Overexcited. Yeah. And you're just trying to find something to focus their minds. Yeah. And they're too excited to do anything. Too excited to sit down. You end up taking them to the cinema, they eat too many sweets, and then they're a nightmare when they get home. Yeah. Well, what you need to do is buy them some gingerbread. Yeah. That's what we've got to do. And so we're just going to turn this little thing out. So this is probably, this and the stuffing is going to be the thing that takes the longest. But actually, you know, this is a bit you could do whilst you're watching, you know, Home Alone.
Christmas movies.
Yeah. Is that your favourite Christmas movie, Home Alone? Do you like that?
Oh, I don't know. We have this conversation.
Is it like choosing a favourite child?
I don't. No, not necessarily. The first not necessarily my favourite, but my first Christmas movie that I watch every year is always Jingle All the Way.
Oh, yeah.
Because I feel that kind of like. I feel it's like it's not too Christmassy, if you know what I mean, and it kind of sets it down. I feel like I normally sort of watch that maybe mid-November,
right? And
then I save the Home Alones for when it gets more Christmassy.
So I like Home Alone whilst I'm wrapping presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always quite good. I love a Christmas film.
Yeah.
I get quite excited when you see on the television they're like, oh, Christmas movies are starting, Christmas movie channels are starting, and there's loads of Christmas movie channels, Christmas movies you've never ever heard of.
Yeah.
That are like
on the Hallmark Channel and stuff. Yeah.
Straight to video.
I tell you what I miss, and now I suppose it's because there's so many channels. I used to always, and we still get the Radio Times every year.
Yeah, but only Christmas.
Only at Christmas.
Yeah.
But it's almost like pointless now because you've got everything on your planner on your TV now, haven't you? But there was always the excitement when the Christmas edition, the bumper Christmas edition of the Radio Times would come out to see what was coming up. And then I used to love it. They used to do it on both channels, but mainly on the BBC, where they would tell you what was coming up on the Christmas schedule. It'd be like Christmas Eve on BBC One. Yeah. And they'd do little clips from all of the shows and stuff. And I don't know. I feel like the Christmas TV and stuff was better back in the day, but...
Well, I think somehow because you didn't have so much choice.
No.
1,
2, 3 or 4, wasn't it?
Everyone was watching the same film, so you could all talk about it afterwards. And I think I used to quite like that. And you go through the Radio Times with your highlighter and work out what you wanted, because you'd have to work out whether you could. Well, if you wanted to watch something on at the same time as EastEnders, you had to sort of work out what you were going to watch and what you were going to record. And
then set the old video recorder if there was something on, overnight or whatever, and just pray.
Yeah, exactly.
That it started at the right time.
Kids these days, they don't know the trouble.
They don't, do they? Eh?
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Making sure you didn't tape over somebody else's VHS tape.
Or, that's what you would ask for Christmas. You'd get some VHS tapes.
I used to ask for the blank cassettes at Christmas as well, so I could record all of the chart shows. I still remember how old was I? I don't know, maybe 7 or 8, and I got a twin deck cassette player.
Oh, get you!
Yeah, so I could with high speed dubbing, so I could record all of the chart shows on a Sunday, and could record like tape to tape.
So you're being really careful to press the buttons, the two buttons, the play and record at the same time when they weren't talking.
Yeah, and you had to gauge it, like particularly at the end of the song, and you'd always curse the DJ, wouldn't you? Like, why are you talking? There's still loads of the song left.
Deliberately to stop you from...
Well, yeah, probably from doing what I was doing.
So look at that.
That's almost like Santa's beard there, isn't it?
That's how much it was in there. So you've got tons. Now, the trick is with this, little and often is what you want to stuff your little man with. You just want to use a small amount, and we're going to start stuffing his head first, because that's the furthest point away from the gap in his inner thigh. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep putting this in there. I like to use a pen just to push all the stuffing up.
Yeah.
But you can also get other bits and pieces. I was just looking, I've got a little tool somewhere. Where's my little gingerbread man tool?
A stuffing tool.
A stuffing tool. A chopstick's really good.
Okay.
This is a little stuffing tool. So he's got a little end in it, so he's good for sort of pushing the stuffing right up there. And you want to put as much stuffing in here to make him cuddly, but you don't want him too rigid. Otherwise, they're never cuddly if they're too rigid.
No, you want a bit of squidge, don't you?
Yeah, you want a bit of give.
Yeah.
In your gingerbread man, definitely. Yeah.
What was I going to say? Do you have like a go-to Christmas movie then? Like, do you have a favourite one?
Always Home Alone when I'm wrapping presents, but I really like Jingle All the Way, and I like the other one where they have that competition about the lights.
Oh, Deck the Halls.
Yeah, Deck the Halls, and then I think there's a Deck the Halls too.
Oh, is there?
And then there was one that I watched at Christmas last year. Am I right in thinking it had Eddie Murphy in it? And they all ended up being Christmas decorations.
See, I never watched that.
That was actually really good.
I had a lot of people say it was absolutely dreadful.
No, it wasn't. It was good fun.
Was it called Candy Cane Lane?
Yeah, that's it. It's a Christmas film. The decorations were amazing, that kind of thing. The story was a bit week.
So, but they become part of their Christmas decorations?
Yeah. Something along those kind of lines. It was quite entertaining. And of course, because it's on, it was like a sort of a streaming thing, so you don't have to pay for it. So it's not like you've had to pay to go to the cinema and watch it.
I enjoyed in recent times the Christmas Chronicles. Have you seen that?
I don't think I've seen that.
The first one is one of the best Christmas movies of all time.
Really?
It's got Kurt Russell as Father Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a good movie, honestly. Made me feel very, very Christmassy the other year when I watched that.
Oh.
And what was the other movie I watched a couple of years ago? I had to get a free trial to watch it and then cancelled it. Spirited.
What was it?
Spirited.
Oh, is that any good?
Yeah, really good. Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
I've not seen that one.
Very good.
So Elf is obviously a brilliant film. I really like Elf.
Yeah.
And I do like Die Hard, and I know there will be. It's still a Christmas movie as far as
I think Die Hard is one of those movies where I kind of agree, but I also don't feel like I wouldn't watch Home Alone in May.
No.
Whereas I would watch Die Hard in May.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my take.
Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, it's a classic. It's
so
the
good.
best Christmas Carol movie, isn't it?
Yeah,
There've
absolutely.
been so many.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Miracle on 34th Street, I'm hearing in my ear. I don't think, is that
Jamie
the one with the little girl?
What's that?
Yeah, I think I've seen that clip. I don't think I've actually seen the film. But I like that. No, I love a Christmassy film. You know, and if it's going to make me cry, I want something to make me feel happy. I don't really want the sad ones. Wasn't there? There was a couple of sort of horror films, weren't they, about Christmas? Not Nightmare Before Christmas, because I don't. Have you seen Nightmare Before Christmas? Lego sets just come out.
I've still never seen the movie actually.
Oh, it's a great.
That's with Jack Skellington, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who lives in Pumpkinville or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which was always going to remind me of Craig.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately.
What's the There's a famous song from that, isn't there? Oh, what's this? Isn't he singing? What's this? What's this?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch that this year.
Yeah.
I know it's got a bit of a cult following, hasn't it?
Is it a Christmas film or is it a Halloween film?
Oh, well, there you go. Well, there you go.
Difficult. So you see, I'm happily stuffing my man. You put as much stuffing as you want to in here, but make sure you get down to all, the very ends of his extremities.
Yeah.
Because see here, I've not got enough stuffing at that very end, and you want to make sure that
you go sort of head, shoulders, stuff into the arms.
Yeah.
Come down.
Yeah.
Stuff into the legs.
You start at the head and work down to the rest of the body.
Right.
Ideally, that's what I think anyway.
And leave a bit of squidge.
Leave a bit of squidge. And once you've finished with him, you want to give him a bit of a wobble round. Yeah. Technical term, wobble.
A waggle.
Just to make sure all his stuffing's in the right place. You see here, he's a little bit round-shouldered, so I might have to do a little bit of work on his shoulders there. He's not been training in the gym like he should be. Come on, you must have a joke about a gingerbread man.
I do. I've told it a zillion times though.
Oh. Which is?
What do you call a gingerbread man with one leg?
I don't know.
Limp Bizkit.
I love Ben's jokes.
I think that's about it. It's quite specific and niche, isn't it?
It is.
Gingerbread jokes.
Well, wasn't there a gingerbread story?
There was. Catch me. Something like something.
Catch me, I'm the gingerbread man.
Catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. And there was loads of different animals, weren't there, that were trying to catch him?
Yes. Didn't he jump off the tray, but it was calling by the window?
Yes.
And ran
he jumped
away.
Straight into. But at the end.
Pig?
Huh?
Was there a pig involved?
I think it was a wolf that ate him, wasn't it?
Do they like? Is it a well-known thing? Wolves like gingerbread men. If that was the case, no, I'm getting my fairy stories mixed up, because I was going to say if that was the case, when in Little Red Riding Hood, then the wolf would have eaten Hansel and the witch's house, but that was Hansel and Gretel.
That was Hansel and Gretel.
And they were living in different times.
I feel like I want to read the story now. I would almost have money on the fact that he was eaten by a wolf at the end. Hang on a second.
Not a wolf in sheep's clothing.
So first of all, it was a cat.
Yeah.
He said, "Stop, you look good enough to eat." And the cat chased him. The gingerbread man said, "Run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm a gingerbread man." Next, it was a dog.
Yeah.
Looks like a collie. Next of all, it was a cockerel. So basically, all of the animals are saying, like, "Oh, stop, gingerbread man. You're good enough to eat." And he's like, "Oh, no, I'm running off, man. Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm a gingerbread man." Oh, and by the way, like you said, he was made by a little old woman.
Yeah.
And she put the tray on the window for them to cool, and he got up and ran away. Oh, and his first line was to the woman saying, like, "Oh, come on, then catch me." "You can't, because I'm the gingerbread man." Anyway, cat, dog, cockerel, then pig, tried to catch him, then a cow. God, dear. Then a horse.
My goodness.
Then a boy ran away. Then a girl ran away.
Yeah.
And then just then a fox came by and said, the fox says, "I can help you across the river. Hop into my tail." So the gingerbread man saw the others. He was being chased by the boy, the girl, the cockerel, the pig, the cow.
It was a bit like the Benny Hill show.
Yeah, yeah. So he climbed onto the tail, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm going to get wet." So the fox said, "Well, climb into my back." So the fox got into the deeper water, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm getting wet." And the fox said, "Well, climb into my nose." So he did, and just as the fox tipped back his head, the gingerbread man flew into the air, and the fox ate him.
Oh.
The end.
Yeah.
And that's quite sad, isn't it, really?
It is quite sad. No.
Yeah. But a good summary of the story.
Right, so I'm almost there, stuffing my man?
Yeah.
Stuffing my little gingerbread man. You see, it takes a bit of time to do, but it's quite good to show it in its entirety. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to stitch up here in his inside seam, and then he's almost done.
Good-o. We'll have a little break whilst we wait for that. I will recap on everything when we come back, but if you want to go for that showstopper, don't forget you're going to get the scissors and the embroidery thread just for an extra £4 or $5. So incredible value for money. It's a 50% saving on what is officially the launch of this collection. So many reasons to buy. If you just want the individuals, again, you can do that. Or if you just want the collection on its own, hit the shop, the show, and we will come back with the final stuffing of the gingerbread man in about 4 minutes' time.
Day-to-day looks like, on a normal day when I'm working from home, get up, breakfast, quick phone call with my daughter, and then I'm up in the craft room and I spend all my time in the craft room. If it's spending a day with the grandkids, that's it. That's my best part of the day, just spending time with family and those gorgeous little grandkids of mine. The best part of the day when I'm at work is when I go on air, because I absolutely love it. Both. I prefer a shower in the morning. I feel fresher. I feel that I can tackle my day. However, depending on how that day's been, I also would have a double shower, so I'd have one in the morning and one at night too. Absolutely, 100% coffee. Will always be coffee. And flavoured coffee is my favourite at the moment. Dare I say it's a full English breakfast, the full works, the beans, the tomatoes, the bacon, the sausage, and everything else that goes with a traditional English breakfast. Craft along. Every day of the week. I absolutely love going through the stages from the start of a project to the end of a project. So craft along is definitely my favourite choice. I can't leave without my lipstick. It's a given thing. I once didn't have a lipstick on me and Leanne helped me out that day. Kick off the shoes, sit down for a couple of minutes, just gather my thoughts and then grab my tea.
Tea first, and then from there it'll be meetings, and they could be commercial meetings, they could be creative meetings, I could be supporting one of my team. I also manage a large team, so it could be one-to-ones with those. Every day is different, but always a predominant focus on the products, how they're working, the new products that we're bringing out, a lot of research and development. When we get to see the finished article, way before anybody at home gets to see it, it arrives and we get to unpack it and experience it and try it, that gives us all a massive buzz. I can't be getting out of bed too early, and I like to get to bed. 9 o'clock's the new 10 p.m. Tea all day long, black, no sugar, thank you. I tend to miss breakfast, which isn't great. And if I have something when I come in the office, then that's going to be yoghurt and fruit. My face, all of the makeup that makes this. Nobody's seeing this without that on. Probably a baked potato or a salad or something egg-based. Ooh, craft along a masterclass. I'm going to say masterclass, and that's because I love to educate. One song that would be the theme tune to my life, it would be Billy Ocean, Red Light Spells Danger. Pour a gin and tonic. First thing I do. Get in the house, gin and tonic, decompress the day, and then plan what I'm going to do that night.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for checking out your carts and your baskets. Remember, we are looking at these brand new character kits. Just to reiterate again, in case you have just joined us, within the showstopper, you've got the kits to be able to make the gingerbread man and the gingerbread woman. We're looking at the gingerbread man right now, actually. If you have missed the show, you can always come back and watch it and see Becky popping this chap together.
Can't catch me on the gingerbread man.
Run, run, run as fast as you can. Then you have got the main man himself. Are you doing the voices today? And
is that Michael Flatley reindeer?
it is Rudolph Flatley.
Rudolph Flatley.
That is, yeah, Rudolph and Father Christmas. And then you've got the little elves, so the little girl elf and the little boy elf. And you get everything in these kits, that's the brilliant thing. So you get the 3 kits within the showstopper. Each of the kits, you've got your fabric panel, as you've seen Becky using in the first demo. Toy stuffing, tons of that. Then you've got the, well, in the case of like Father Christmas, for example, and Rudolph, you've got buttons in there, you've got the little bell for Santa's hat, reindeer antlers. You've got your paper templates as well. So as Becky's already described, if you decide that you want to make more of these and buy your own fabric and embellishments to do them, then so you can. And you've also got your A3 instruction sheet included in that too. So all 6 characters you can make. Again, if you just want to gift these to send to somebody who already loves to soft craft, then you can do that. Or if you just want to get them for yourself and make them to put into Christmas stockings, you can do that. If you go for the showstopper, you get the 9-inch snips, so the big uns, whether you're a lefty or a righty, they're perfect, ergonomically designed. You've got your Japanese stainless steel blades, and you've got that 3-inch measure on the blades as well for accurate cutting. And then you've also got your embroidery fabrics included in there too. That is an extra £4 or $5 worth of, sorry, no, it's an extra £20 or $35 worth of goodies for just £4 or $5. So it's definitely the way to go, particularly if you were going to buy all 3 of them anyway. If you do just want to go for individuals, you can check the Shop the Show for all of the details. £24 or $28 for the showstopper. Right, last time we were there, you were finishing off, I thought I'd say a sentence like this, finishing off stuffing the gingerbread man.
I was. He is properly stuffed now.
Yep, fully stuffed.
And then I'm just going to stitch up his inseam. So that's where I've put a little gap so I can turn him out. I've got some thread here. I've got double thickness, and I've just tied a little knot in there. And I'm really sorry, Gingerbread Man. It's very inappropriate for me to be doing this, but this is where I'm going to be stitching you. So I'm going to be stitching. I'm going to hide that little knot on the inside of him.
Yeah.
And then just need to move that leg out of the way. And then we're just going to stitch through around here. So let's just get that going. Oops, got a bit of a tangle here. So once you've got this stitching happening, it'll be much easier. So we're just going to do some little stitches. I'm using some red thread basically so you can see what I'm doing. But obviously if I was doing this at home, I was doing it for real, I'd be using some gingery coloured thread. So we're going to stitch around here.
And I know we've been chatting and we've had breaks and stuff like that, and obviously I've been chatting, taking up a bit of time, but well, you're going to make one within an hour easily, aren't you?
Yeah, yeah, no problem at all. And that, you know, that's not, it's not too onerous. I didn't rush putting it through. I probably could stuff him a little bit more. You know, it's worth spending a little bit of time to stuff them, just to make sure that, because it does, you know, sort of tend to sort of flatten down a little bit once you have stuffed them. But yeah, this is not a difficult thing to do. And even if you were stitching this with a child and they were quite inexperienced, you could still make this in a couple of hours, no problem at all.
So you're going to have a lot of stuffing left over then, aren't you?
Oh yeah, you have far too much, too much. But I think that's a good thing because, you know, then if you do want to make something else, you can do with them. We should have enough time for me to make the scarf as well.
Okay.
So we're going to do that in just a moment. So he will be done in his entirety. So you can see here, I'm doing, probably just see the stitching that I'm doing down here. I say I'm using red thread so you can actually see it, rather than using the same colour. But we're just going to we're doing small stitches again because, like I said before, when we were stitching with a sewing machine, we want to make the stitches as small and tight as possible, so you don't get any of the stuffing coming through and leaking out. Like a surgeon. Think of it like a surgeon. If you've got a child that really wants to become a surgeon, this is a good starting point.
Like a surgeon stitched for the very first time.
Or sturgeon.
Like a sturgeon. That's a fish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a pike.
I think it is like a pike, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't pike have teeth right at the back of their throat?
I think so, and they've got a very long snout, haven't they? Fishes have snouts.
Are they called snouts?
No.
Is that not a pig? Are we getting confused with our animals again? It's all about the animals today.
Yeah.
I bet you were a champion fisher.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
It seems like every single thing in the world, you're like, oh yeah, I did that for the county. Yeah, I was on the school team for that.
No, not fishing.
Yeah. Grade 32 on the French horn.
When I was little, obviously, you know, being a Brixham boy, I'd have my little net that I'd take. You know, we'd go crabbing and stuff like that. But never really fished.
What did you? What was your bait for crabbing?
I just used to put the net in like rock pools and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So my parents always said bacon rind was the thing for
crabbing.
crabbing.
Okay. What, for crabs?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know if that's the case. And they never took me crabbing. They took my brother and sister, but they never took me.
Fishing is one of those things that I have never really done, which is weird when you consider where I'm from and I spent like most of my life by the sea. And also father-in-law had a boat up until recently. But I always was busy doing other stuff when he would take it out and take the rest of the family on fishing trips.
Oh, it's quite sad. Right, now I've just done a couple of knots and then I've pulled my thread through there. So he is done. Now, what I'm going to do, I've just got enough time to make a scarf. So this is the scarf that I've cut out. We've got them in red and also in green. I'm going to do the green one for Mr. Gingerbread Man. I'm going to fold it over like that. We're going to stitch down here and down here and then around there, and we're going to keep a gap in here to turn it through like before, really. Or alternatively, we can choose and make a gap at the bottom of this one here, which I think might be the easiest thing to do for today because it's quicker. So we'll put these together. So we're going to stitch along the top side and then all the way down that long side and then leave that bottom end open. And then we just stitch that up once we're done with that. Or if you want to be really sneaky, we could put a little bit of glue on it and just seal it up because it's not going to have any stuffing in it. It's just going to be finished off. So let's stitch that up. And obviously I've got the brightly coloured thread again. You'd want to use green thread or white thread for this.
And if you go for the showstopper, of course, you've got all of your different threads in there, actually. All the colours you would want. 8 metres of thread in total, I believe. 12 different colours. Oh, no. 8 metres of each, made of 6 strands.
Oh, got myself tangled up in my pin. Although those are embroidery threads, so if you wanted to embellish your gingerbread people, they would be
so like if you were
ideal.
making any extras?
Yeah. And you know, like we were saying, if you were going to be using it as a template, and then making it out of felt or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be definitely what you'd want to do. But with this, you want to use a good quality sort of cotton polyester thread. So you can see here, I've stitched along that. And I want to get rid of that corner because I want everything to be nice and sharp. And I want to get rid of that corner as well. And then we're going to stitch, we've stitched all the way down there. Stitched it. Apart from this bit, we're just going to fold that over. So what we want to do is we want to then just turn this out. And again, this is a bit fiddly, this bit here. But we can work our way through putting that across. Let me have a look here. I'm going to use a pin, see if I can get that through. Now what you can do is before you stitch it, you could put a little piece of ribbon in here and then you stitch that piece of ribbon in there and you use that ribbon to pull it through. That's something that you can do. But if you haven't done that, you do it this way and you just fold it all through and find your way. You know, it's not long till Christmas now.
No, it isn't.
No, it comes around really quickly.
It's.
Are we going to do Secret Santa this year? I think we should. I think it'd be good fun. I like Secret Santa. I had a great idea for a Secret Santa with somebody and I can't remember who it was.
Did we do it last?
I know who it is.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I know who I want to be my Secret Santa.
Who?
No, I won't tell you.
Oh. Did we do it last year or not? I don't think we did,
no,
did we?
No, we didn't do it last year.
No.
We did Easter this year. Well, I wasn't included in Easter.
Jamie's just said we did Easter this year.
I wasn't included in Easter.
No.
Sad.
It was only the people that were on shift, though, for the bank. I think we worked the bank holiday. That's what it was. That was the reason.
What did you get? Easter bunnies?
Well, we just...
Easter bunnies for everybody.
Huh?
Easter bunnies for everybody.
Just little Easter eggs, but then I got Debbie Fisher, and she doesn't eat sugar this year. So I got her a cheese hamper.
Ooh.
It was a cheester hamper. Cheester egg.
Yeah, I think that would be my favourite thing.
Yeah. I'd rather cheese than chocolate, to be honest with you.
Because there is a cheese advent calendar you can get, isn't there?
Yes.
Which I thought would be quite nice.
And apparently, not that I could find it anywhere, there are such things as like cheester eggs that you can buy, but I couldn't find them anywhere. Well, without having to like spend huge amounts of money.
Did you just buy a large wheel of cheese? Or did you just get her a mini Baby Bell?
No, I'm trying to think now. Yeah, I bought like a little like basket. Yeah, and then I put like some Baby Bells in there, cheese strings, but then I got her I think I got her a camembert, like, you know, some cheddar, and then I'm sure I bought her some like little like cracker biscuits and like a, I get her a little pick.
I'm going to ask to work on Easter next year.
Yeah. It was, yeah, it was good actually. I would have liked to have received it. And I got a nice hamper from Debbie, funnily enough. Oh. Full of all different chocolates.
Full of chocolates.
Stuff. Yeah, it's fun.
What's your favourite chocolate?
Well, Cadbury's.
Right.
Although,
yeah,
if I was to have a bar of chocolate,
yeah,
it would be a Snickers.
It'd be a Snickers. Mm. Oh, okay.
I love, what are they called? They're the celebrations where you get like the mini little.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Snickers out of there because a lot of people don't like the Snickers and a lot of people don't like the Bounty.
Oh, I love the Bounty.
Oh, do you?
They are the first one to disappear. And in fact, if it's opened, whoever opens it first takes all the Bounties out. Because all of us love the Bounties. They're our absolute favourite. We don't like the Galaxy ones very much.
I don't like Galaxy.
No, a bit disappointed in those. Galaxy, they're Maltesers.
You don't like the Maltesers?
No, I like the Maltesers. Oh. Yeah, no, sorry, Maltesers and the Bounties are the first ones to go.
Yeah.
I think everyone likes the Maltesers.
The Bounties are always the ones generally that are left, although if we have them in our house, my Laura likes Bounty bars.
But when the first year I came here and we had that Christmas and there was some celebration tins out there and it was full of Bounties and I was like, oh, I really like these and no one else seems to like them. Yeah, it was great. So it's taking a little bit of time, but you can see what I'm doing here, so possibly you might not get this finished by the end of the show.
It's a little bit, it reminds me of, you know when you, if you wear a pair of like shorts or tracksuit bottoms which have got the cord in, and then you put them through the wash and then half of the cord like slips miles back, and you have to get like a pin then to drag it through to get it back through the hole. It's a bit like that, isn't it? It
is a bit like that. Or it's a bit like that when I ruined Jamie that worked here before's top. Because he did that, and I tried to fix it, and ended up tearing a big hole in it.
Oops.
Yes, it was his favourite.
That's why he disappeared.
It was his favourite top. That's why he left.
Yeah.
Hopefully it wasn't.
So what did you say the easiest way is to sew a bit of thread?
Yeah, so what you can do is you could stitch this here. And say you had a piece of ribbon, you need to be longer than this. It needs to be at least the length of that. But you could go like that, pretend this was longer, and then fold that over, and then stitch it, and then you've got that piece of ribbon there. So you could then pull that piece of ribbon, and then that would turn that round the right way.
Yeah.
That's an option to do it. But it could be a piece of string. It doesn't have to be a piece of ribbon. But that's probably the easier way of doing it. But not everyone will do that. So this is just, it will be done. It's just a little bit fiddly, a little bit time consuming to do it. And I think I quite like this when I'm watching TV. It feels quite, it's a bit fun organising this. But when it, obviously it doesn't make very good television. So I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to
we've only got a couple of minutes left anyway, to be fair. And
it's going to look like that. That is how your...
As if by magic.
As if by magic. This is how your gingerbread person, gingerbread man, is going to look with his scarf. But the fact you've got all of these embellishments, all of these things already printed on it, means it's going to be a really quick and easy activity to do with kids. And there are so many gorgeous little characters. Why wouldn't you want to take advantage of getting a hold of these?
Yeah, and I think, like I said, if you have an inkling that you like all of the characters, there's no reason why you shouldn't really get the showstopper, because you get the scissors and you get the embroidery thread for just an extra £4 or $5, which is incredible when you consider you should be spending over £20, over £25, over $30. Thank you, I enjoyed the little
dance.
Yeah, it's good.
Do a little dance.
Make a little gingerbread man, get down tonight. So here are your characters. Gingerbread man and gingerbread woman. So you get this, and again you get your fabric panel sheets to be able to make those characters, and as Becky's shown you, you get the ability to be able to make the scarf, and in her case the little skirt as well, and you get all of the added embellishments. So the buttons, she's got the little ribbon for her hair as well. Within that box, the fabric panel, toy stuffing, 3 buttons, your satin ribbon, your 2 paper templates, and the A5 instruction sheet. Then in the next box, you've got Father Christmas and Rudolph. Again, fabric panel in there, toy stuffing. Safe to say you're going to have a lot of stuffing left over, but that's good. You're going to get a red button, 2 black buttons, your little bell. You're also going to get your reindeer antlers, your paper templates, and then the instruction sheet. And then the last kit you've got is with the girl elf and the boy elf. Again, your fabric panel, your stuffing, you've got your white buttons in there, also yellow buttons, 2 bells, satin ribbon, your paper templates, and then again all of the instructions that you'll need to pop those together. If you go for the showstopper, scissors, 9-inch snips. Again, you've got that measuring, 3-inch measuring ruler on the blade, Japanese stainless steel, non-stick, ergonomically designed, and you're going to get your embroidery thread included in there too. Should be an extra £25 or £20 or $35. It's an extra £4 or $5. So absolutely worth jumping in for. And like I said, if you do decide that you just want to go for individuals, check the shop to show, everything is there. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed that show, and I think it's great that we could do the gingerbread man from start to finish, so everyone knows how achievable it is and actually how quickly it is to do.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long, and I've very almost turned that whole scarf apart as well. So everything will be done in an hour. So yeah, good to know, to be able to see exactly how long it's going to take.
Excellent news. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I will be back with you tomorrow with Debbie, actually. Debbie Robinson for the first time in ages and continuing the launch theme. We've got a brand new launch coming your way, launch day and launch party. We've got those new partial 3D embossing folders to come, plus lots more. But if you have bought anything in the show or you're thinking of buying, make sure you check out your carts and your baskets. Massive thank you to Becky, and we will see you again very soon here at Crafters TV.